Alrighty. Hello and welcome back to probably the last video. Well, no, not the last video I'll upload. The last combat related video I will probably upload is this one, and this one is going to be the Emil stuff. Now, we've already done Emil's first quest. Well, technically his only quest, I suppose. Which is the flowers and all that are underneath the mall area over there. I can't actually remember the name of the quest. It's probably Emil's Memories or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. Let's do a quick check to see if I can find it, shall we? It's probably Emil's something. Emil's Memories, yeah, there it is. So we've already done this. And when you have completed this, he will mention that he lives deep underground. Now, in order to get there, you have to have the city cratered. You can't do this before the city's cratered, because you can't get underground. But once it is cratered, and once you have done that side quest, you will gain access to where he lives. I'm doing this in chapter 17, and as far as I'm aware, you need to do this as a 9S, so bear that in mind. I also have a couple of my pods upgraded. They do stuff like that now, it's quite fancy. But this is where he lives, this inconspicuous pipe right there that's pouring water out. And this is actually the building that the racing side quest ends on. The final race ends on this building, and he lives in that little pipe, so go ahead and open up the map so you can see more or less where we are. So the resistance camp straight to the south. We're on this little building here. And you can get here via the little ramp, the same path you would take in the actual racing quest, so. Watch me screw up the jump. Almost did. Alright, so you walk in here, and there's a little elevator back here. Which will lead down to where Emil lives. I've not been down here, so I don't actually know what is beyond this elevator, beyond the fact that it is in fact where Emil lives, so we get to see it together. Music down here. There's an enemy. There's multiple enemies. I also needed to sneeze. Pardon me if I forget to remove that from the video there. I also recommend being an extraordinarily high level. As you might note, I am level 90. This may actually be too low of a level to do this, so bear that in mind. There's a pair of, well actually I think there's 3 or maybe not 3 actually, but there's some level 99 enemies in the factory. There's not very many of them and they hold no actual meaning, so I don't actually know where we're going down here, by the way. So that elevator just locked off. This is for something, I don't know what. It's not one of the Coliseum elevators because it doesn't have a robot in front of it, so. Now, in the process of attempting to do the other quest that I'm missing, the other thing that I'm missing, which is the unit data, I learned that this cave is actually, tends to spawn a lot of enhanced enemies, which there's one right there, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's an enhanced enemy. So apparently this place spawns a fair few of them, of certain types. So if you're missing certain unit data, you can actually get it down here. Not very many types, but you know, a few things here and there. I don't have any idea where we're going. This is a much longer cave than I was actually anticipating, by the way. At least I believe that this is correct, that we have to be in here. Where are we on the map, out of curiosity? We're nowhere. Oh, there we are. I couldn't find me. We're not actually very far below the surface over here. Do we drop down? There's water down there. There's also an enemy down there, so it's fairly obvious that we drop down. Is there a safe path, or is this like one way? It seems like this may in fact just be one way. There's quite a lot of enemies down here. Oh, hi. Nice to meet you, friend. There's a bunch of suicide dudes in this place, apparently. Machine core, A. You want to die and drop your loot, please? Thanks. Appreciate it. Don't know how far down we're supposed to go, or how far down it even goes, to be honest. Hello? Ah. You are a thorn worm. I greatly dislike thorn worms. For the explicit reason that they're very annoying to fight. I could probably just hack it. In fact, I should hack it, because otherwise we're going to be here for 9 hours fighting this thing. Stop hiding behind the thing. There we go. That should kill him. Yeah. Hacking does a ton of damage. So that's where we came from. There we go. It's hard to see down here. I don't know how this will look on YouTube, but it's hard to see down here. Turn on my light, but like that doesn't really help because it doesn't light up very much. Hello. Some more enhanced robots if you've missed these. Enhanced enemies are just the red and black ones, by the way. There's a lot of loot down here. This seems to be a dead end. So back out we go. Yo, Emil, did you have to live, like, in here? I know he said deep underground, but come on now. I wonder if there's another way in here. I noted that there's quite clearly light that's coming in from up there. I wonder if there is another, like if you could just drop down whatever hole that is, assuming we can even get to that hole. That guy just walked off the edge, if you're curious. Wasn't his brightest hour. There's just a series of enemies on these slopes here, which the instant I aggro them will plummet off to their death, so. Assuming they die down there. There's something over there. That one's not dead. You, sir, have survived. Oh, never mind, he walked in the water. Well, he survived until he walked into the water, and then, you know, death occurred. So I can't swim. Being an android, I am incapable of swimming. Here we go. Something to hack here. We have to come down here twice, by the way. Project Gestalt. Good to know. There's another worm over there. I hate that, but it's alright. Looks like a big dude, 3 little torch ones. This is a huge room. And unfortunately, a gun guy. Actually, the gun one's okay, but he seems to... might be enhanced. I fell off, so we're in here now. Probably should be careful about doing that. That's okay. This is what happens when you level up your pods, by the way. They become very destructive. There's an enemy still. Oh, hi. Where'd you come from? I have too many severed cables, apparently. I have too many of, like, a lot of things. So there's another elevator. To somewhere. We're more or less right below the tower now. There are a lot of enhanced enemies down here. I apparently just killed something that I hadn't had before because I got the unit data. Which is still 94. And here's another elevator. With some more enhanced dudes, but this elevator is locked. This elevator is in fact so locked that it does not have a usable button. There is a room behind it though. Clearly that goes somewhere. All these machine cores. Alright, well, back up, please. There we go. And I guess we'll take this elevator. I don't know where this goes, but if it goes down, it's the right direction at least. I can't tell because the window is blocked. Wait a second. Where the heck? It's open. Where are we? Clearly we've been here at some point. At least partially. I don't know how I missed that chest if we'd been here. Is this back to the drop? Yeah, it is. So that's the way back up then. Did I miss something down there? That means the other way is back to the first elevator, right? I just want to check real quick. That should also mean that that is a quick route back down. Now that it's activated, I think that was blocked off until I'd used it. I think it's the elevator right there. Yep. Alright, so that's the exit back out, and this goes back down to the bottom. For what reason would they give you a quick elevator access back to the bottom? This is a fair question. I wonder, actually. Let's, is Emil out? Does Emil show up in this chapter? Let's go to the surface real quick. He may not even show up in this chapter. I don't know how Emil works at this point in the game, so. I don't know the series of events of things that I need to do in order to trigger this. All I know is that I need to go in here twice. And I believe you need to do it with 9S. So hacking is involved somewhere. And we did hack something down there. So let's head back out. And we also have quick access back down there. So surely like some reason to do that. But we need to go talk to Emil, and all of this has to be done in one chapter. If you go chapter select again, you lose whatever progress you've done. So there's Emil. Let's make our way over there if we can. Shouldn't be too hard because we could just go up right here and make our way across. Leave me alone. Thanks. Now what I'm trying to do here is probably the last thing people will do in the game. This is the end game thing. And the only real way to level up, in any reasonable period of time anyway, to get to level 99 is the rabbit in the theme park, the amusement park that I mentioned before.
Proposal. Use fire to force him to stop.
And actually really want to fight them. Now I get to listen to this music. Yeah, you know what? Here, let's just kill everything. Because it'll take 2 seconds. Okay. Hi, Emil. Want to buy something? Probably not. No, because it's the same stuff you always have. You want to know where I live? I live deep underground. Doo-doo-doo. Free to visit me. I thought I'd already done that. Maybe you're supposed to talk to him first and then go down there and do something. Maybe that door back there opens up. I don't know. For some reason, this moose is hostile. I don't really understand why, considering it should be my friend, but whatever. Thankfully, it's not like it takes a lot to get back down here because we have that quick elevator. So just 2 elevator rides and we're good to go. If I take the correct path, anyway. Yeah, robots, etc., etc. Right. Hello, elevator friend. I wish you could do this as A2 or 2B, I guess. Doesn't really matter who, because they both play the same. But I don't think you can. Maybe you can. I'm not entirely sure. I'd seen a lot of stuff about doing it as 9S because of some sort of hacking or something. I'm not sure. Or maybe you're supposed to just do the first part as 9S, but then you can't chapter select, so you can't change characters. I don't know. Pretty sure this is where he lives. You can tell it's endgame because there's a bunch of special enemies down here. Enhanced enemies and what have you. I leveled up. Hey. I believe enhanced enemies might get more XP as well. I'm not sure. There we go. So this door is now open. Okay. So we couldn't go here before. This must be where he lives.
This is the residence of the inscrutable life form known as Emil.
Time for some original NieR music.
Alert. Theft of physical objects may disturb the resident.
It's like an old computer monitor there. It's an old computer right there. Old post box thing from like, I think these are like English post boxes or something. Not sure. Satellite dish, another computer monitor that's like a top-loaded washing machine. He's got a lot of stuff here. He's well equipped with 2 fire extinguishers. Alright, well. Good old original NieR music. Look at how dark it is down here. Alright, so. Apparently, I guess I should have talked to him before coming down here this chapter. I thought the actual opening of this area was done. What? Oh, just being weird over there. I thought the opening of the area was done when you'd finished that quest, but I guess you have to talk to him during the chapter that you try to do it, so. The light effect gets real glitchy sometimes. So now what we have to do, unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of editing in this video, trust me. At least there is more than likely going to be. Just not quite yet. But anyway, unfortunately, what we now have to do is ride the elevator back up, find Emil again, talk to him, and then I believe go back down. So this isn't something you can do accidentally because you have to do all of this in a single chapter, I believe. You can't go back to chapter select and do anything because it will reset the quest object for the quest progress for this. It's not really a quest, but you understand what I'm saying, hopefully. In theory. Sounds like a blinker when you do that. Alright. Let's figure out where Emil is. He is nowhere to be found, it seems. I'm sure we have to talk to him again. Alright, well, I think I know a way to trigger his spawning, so we're gonna try and implement this here. See if it works quickly. If it doesn't, I'll just cut it until I can actually get him to spawn without changing chapters or anything. So I'm pretty sure we need to talk to him. Anyway, when we cross this bridge, it should unload the city. I think. And load the forest. I don't actually know how far we need to run in here, but it changed music, so I'll assume it has unloaded the city. Easy way to test that would be to kill something over here and then cross the bridge and see if it respawns. There's Emil. Okay. Now we just gotta get up there before he wanders off some godforsaken place. As he is wont to do. There's apparently an item on top of that pillar. Probably get to it from the tower. Don't know what the item is. Don't really care what the item is. It's not particularly vital to anything I am currently trying to do, I'm pretty sure. You can cross some pretty big gaps using the pod to throw yourself. It's actually pretty nice. No, he's leaving. I just got here. God damn it. Well, time to play the old game of chase Emil until he runs in a circle so you can catch up to him. Oh, there he goes. Whoa, frame rate. Excuse me. Herg, where's he going? Oh, I hit him. Somehow. I don't really know how, but I did. The gun has unlimited range, by the way. The laser does not. It's pretty easy to snipe him with the gun, if possible. Nice music. I can't talk to him. There we go. Sells +6s. It's not actually bad, but they're garbage +6s, so I don't want anything to do with them. I do, however, feel like selling my machine cores. Wherever the heck those are. They're in here somewhere. There they are.
Boy, the world's really going to hell in a handbasket, isn't it? I actually had a bandit break into my place a little while ago. After that, I put all my valuables in a secure container. Now I don't have to worry anymore.
Okay, so that's why you have to do this as 9S.
Boy, I have after...
Alright. I understand the requirement of 9S now. We have to actually hack into this container, but first we have to head back down, so... Hope you guys aren't tired of this little trick. I wonder if you can jump in from above. You definitely can. I don't really know if that's any easier, but it doesn't really matter because we're in now. Look how big that laser is at the start, man. Alright, well. That's how you give a seizure warning right there. I forgot you can't pause when you're on an elevator. There we go. Because you're moving. Skills, pod programs. I'm still missing one of the pod programs, unfortunately. But let's put on... I'm kind of tempted to put M-Shield on. Let's do that. I don't know how useful it'll be, but considering my projectile defense is much lower than my physical defense, I feel like it might be good to have. May or may not do anything, but hey, you never know. probably should have saved before doing this, but I don't think saving and loading will help. I think you have to do this all in one shot, so. See how it goes. Once again, forgot you can't open that. Set that to medium recovery. Make sure I've got enough, yeah, consumable items to burn. These are sphere guns, if you're curious. Or, well, single sphere, mini sphere, whatever, with gun equipped, you know. You know how this works, you know. Pick up all this trash, walk in here, steal his stuff again, because we're a savage. There it is. Get shot by this thing 2 seconds into the fight. Emil's head. We have obtained his head. This seems like an interesting thing. That's the book, the fuel filter, keys. Dress module's not doing anything. So I can actually wear his head. Alright, this is good to know. Not gonna equip it right now, but this is good to know.
So you were the bandit all along?
Hello. How's it going, Emil?
You may be a cherished companion of mine, but you still must be punished.
Okay, buddy. Could you not, though? Jesus, man. Alright, that's a lot of presumably projectiles. Yeah, those are definitely projectiles. That's a lot of them. Okay. I also just instantaneously died. It's also still shooting. Herg. Well, I should research if I can save before doing that fight, because that one-shot me. Should also probably hit level 99. I'll see you guys when we're back at that fight either way, so you guys won't have to bear with repetitive stuff any more than I've already put you through here.
So you were the bandit all along? You may be a cherished companion of mine, but you still must be punished. I lost. I guess power's the only thing that counts in this world anymore, huh? Well, go ahead and use this room for whatever you like. I don't mind.
I may or may not have realized that I wasn't actually recording there, but, well, I was recording, just it was muted. So, I don't quite remember what I said all, but we have completed our task here. If you're curious what my setup was, it's like, if you're level 99, it shouldn't really matter what you use here, but this is what I was using. I had the engine blade, and I never used this one, but that's my other sword. Plugins are your kind of bog standard-y defensive plugins, more or less, but 2 attack up, a crit, a shockwave, anti-chain damage. I still only have melee defense, but I plugged an HP up in just in case. And I have overclock on, which I don't know if actually triggered in that fight, but I'll try and show you what it does here if I can actually time it on this enemy. I hate this enemy. There we go. So you can see what it does there. I don't have the best overclock chip. I think it caps out at like 4 or 3+2 or something. I'm not entirely sure. It's like 4.5 seconds it caps or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know where I'm going, by the way. I'm just kind of wandering off. Here's Emil. I wanted to go talk to Emil again, since we have completed the requirements here. He's got 3 set paths, I think, 3 or 4 set paths that he'll follow. So if you don't want to chase him, if you know a place he's been, you can simply... I was holding that button, game, but okay. You can simply wait for him to come back to a place that he's already passed through. And if you're curious what's up with this blue stuff going on here, that's from the sword. The sword is actually from FF15. I believe it is Noctis's sword. And it gives you the FF15 style dodge looking thing. It also changes the damage graphics to look like FF15. For those of you who didn't notice that or were curious what was going on with the damage numbers as well. So we know he goes through the center, so he'll probably come traveling down this road in a second here, so we'll just run up this and probably run into him. Or we might intercept him up here, apparently. Oh, never mind. It turns out this is the path that I hate. Also, there's a freaking worm there. Also, I should save just in case the game crashes again, because that would displease me greatly if the game were to crash here. Yeah, this is the path I hate. So we're gonna run up to the camp up here and save, and then I'll just try and intercept him. And then that'll be it for this video. The next part of this, because we're not actually done with Emil, the next part of this will be a separate video. And it's probably going to have no editing.
Investigate tower
Yeah, proposals. Because I'm kind of tempted to just basically leave it in. The whole fight's is just going to be a boss. Some spoilers, I guess, but... So... There might be editing, I don't know. I might just record the whole thing and then splice it, or not splice it, cut it so it's primarily
investigate tower that appeared from the caved-in region.
My failures, probably. We'll see. Either way, I'd like to talk to Emil, who's doing stupid things. Oh wait, we left the area, so we may have moved. He's still over there. I don't know if he's traveling down this road still, but... Because I believe going to the desert camp and coming back to the city counts as moving between zones, so Emil's shop paths will change when you do that. They will also change, and this is the easiest means of doing it, they will also change if Emil's music is so loud, if you reload the game, which is much faster. So he's still got the same bollocks here.
Boy, the world's really going to... I actually had a bandit break into my place. After that, I put all my valuables in a secure...
Alright, so he just repeats that, which is unfortunate because I have his item, which we've already seen before. But I never used it, so you know what? Let's use these 2 items. Let's also get away from Emil because his music's really loud. There we go. So that just plasters it to the side of my forehead. That looks a little weird, to say the least. And then Emil's head is the entire thing, I think, yeah. So now we look like an abomination. Fantastic, this moose is chasing me. So the next part of this series of Emil-based activities requires that I obtain every weapon in the game and upgrade every weapon in the game to level 4, which I have not done because I don't have every weapon in the game. But the ones I do have, except for these, because I just got them, are level 4. So we're still missing, I think, 2 or 3 more weapons somewhere. I'll have to figure out what's going on there. But importantly, because I know how to math, we have achieved 95% unit data. And by God, there are a lot of units in this game, so just every variation of every enemy, I'm just gonna scroll through here real quick and you could just, like, you know, see that there's a lot of varieties on these, and those are just the normal city ones. So, also, Emil, there he is, hanging out, playing Nintendo. We're still missing probably like 6 or 7 enemies, but I'm not getting 100% because that's absurd, so that's the thing. But anyway, that's the end of this video. The next Emil-related video requires all those weapons, so I'll do that off screen, figure out what I'm missing, upgrade them, all that stuff. And then I'll see you when this robot stops telling me to investigate the tower.
Let's check it out.
It'll be great. Hooray. That fight's hard, so expect death. Lots and lots of death. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.